Mobile games. Technically old enough to drink. But are they worth taking out for a date?
Ew.
What?
I don't know.
Wait, where was
Should I try that again?
No, we have to keep that forever,
Yeah,
and that
that's
has to be the
great,
description
All right.
for every episode now.
But now we have like 10 minutes of conversation on what the hell are you talking about? Where did we start with this?
Insert theme song.
I'm waiting for Jake to ting out of the Discord. Don't tell me you don't
I'm
like
sorry,
it, Jake.
I can't hear you
I was
because I
muted.
have earplugs in.
That was very
Make that
MRR
levels.
night of you that time.
That was. Jake gives that mouth noise 1 out of 5 gummies.
Yeah, but they're grandma's gummies, so they're that much
Taking
more
them by the
important.
quarter, man. Don't worry.
What are we talking about?
1994.
That
would
a fine
make-
year.
The first mobile game, 28 years old.
What's the first mobile game?
Jeez.
You guys tell me, what do you think the first mobile game was?
I'm going to say
Snake.
Tetris.
I'm going to say Snake.
One of you did research like I just did.
Like I just did.
Look, I just checked my mind palace.
Oh, God. Tell me it was Tetris.
Yeah, 1994, it was Tetris on the
yeah.
mobile phone called the Huguenic MT2000. I don't think we had that one in the land of democracy. But 3 years later, 97, Nokia designed a version of Snake. So that was like the second mobile game, which is still 25 years old.
Wait,
Give or
where?
take.
What-
Yeah, I used to play the crap out of that.
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten about that leading up to recording night. Holy moly.
All right, are we talking about mobile games as in like cell phone mobile? Or are we talking about like handhelds too, like Game Boy and shit? Because that's what I was talking about.
Oh.
No, I think we're just talking about cell phone.
Cool.
Right.
technology.
Sounds good to me. I just exhausted all my knowledge.
Because-
Go for it, boys.
Paul, we should do that
because
episode,
I don't
though.
classify.
Yeah.
You have to figure the market is very different between mobile games and portable games.
What's the difference?
At least it used to be.
Tell me the
It's this
difference.
crossover, but overall, you're right. They're different people playing those games. Sometimes there's overlap,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah, I don't picture
But
my.
nobody, like the people who are playing mobile games on their phone, oftentimes probably aren't going out of their way to buy a DS or a PSP or something of that nature. They have it on their phone already. They don't need a handheld console to play something if they can just play it on their phone.
Wait, what's the new one from Nintendo
That's the
called?
difference.
The Switchblade or something? No, that's Sega. Sorry.
The Nintendo Switch. But I will say, and here's our first tangent already, I think the Switch was the smartest move Nintendo made, and I've been saying they needed to do something like that since the GameCube.
yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Do
Like,
what
they
exactly?
could not make another home console exclusive.
A combination home console / handheld.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to like quantify there because I wasn't sure what you meant because I have no experience with the Switch. Actually, I have no experience with mobile games in general except for that crossword app that you said was no good, Werewolf. And look, that's how I go to sleep at night. I do a crossword.
What are you talking about? I never said that. I used to use that crossword app when I was given blood.
Oh,
Because that's what you need
Yeah.
when you're playing an app on your phone.
Let me test
You
my
had to give
brain
blood.
power while they drain me.
It feels like microtransactions.
I remember very, very well.
it
you
upped
said
the difficulty level.
Yeah, I just get a little woozy. My brain's not working. But I remember you saying you did not like the UI. Because you asked which one I was doing.
The UI was a little jank, but other than that, like the puzzles were good.
Honestly, every crossword app that I've played is jank in a different way. And I'm like, how can...
Yeah, like it's crosswords.
That's fair.
Yeah,
What do you
so-
want? Like
Yeah.
explosions, CGI?
Sudoku apps tend to be the same way, I find.
Dude, I
love
still
Sudoku.
don't know how to play Sudoku. I just
Well, so
know
do
there's
I.
something about nines and adding, and that's it.
Somebody lied to you.
Where are we going with this? Yeah, where are we going with this?
There was I gotta show. I'll share it in Discord. It was Sudoku puzzle, but it was Legend of Zelda themed,
Oh.
which I didn't even know you could theme
Yeah.
Sudoku, but you could. You got items and stuff as you're navigating the puzzle. It's really interesting.
Huh.
This is Guy Prime with the retro therapy.
Well, that was a very long cold open.
It was a warm open.
So today we are talking about mobile games in general.
Cell phone mobile.
Some of us have done different cell phone mobiles. We're talking. Some of us have done more research than others, or different types of research, I guess.
Yeah, about that.
And so this is going to be an interesting, all over the board kind of episode. But I think it should be fun. Anyway, let's move past the Nokia era.
Wait, did that ever
let's get
end?
to the point when
You mean the golden age?
I'm just saying, like, let's get to the point when mobile games actually started charging
But you didn't,
to buy them.
You didn't really flip over those mobile games?
Wow.
Wow.
What was the first mobile game you guys bought? I'm curious.
Oh,
Paid for.
Or do you even remember? Yeah, the first mobile game you paid for, I guess.
Final Fantasy
would be the better
Tactics?
way.
does that count?
Yeah, it totally counts.
Oh yeah, it's on iPhone, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
So it took
nothing
you
else.
a while.
No. Like I've got others, but I think that may have been the first one. It certainly wasn't the last. I've got a couple of good ones up my sleeve we'll talk about, but I'll let you other guys answer first.
I've never actually paid for one, to be honest.
How about you, Jake?
Well,
So
don't ask
the
me.
first phone I had, it was a cheapie. I paid $60 for it, which back then was still bullshit cheap. T9 input, small screen, and I'm pretty sure I bought Tetris for it. It had Snake, it had a color screen, and stupidly low res, but I ended up paying, I think, like $5 for Tetris for some reason. You know what? I played a hell of it on that phone. A tiny little thing.
Waits patiently to be asked.
Paul, how about you?
I have not actually paid for a mobile game. I always do the free versions and suck up and pay for, like, just put up with the ads.
Well, that's the thing, too, I think, is I was cheap as dirt with mobile games originally, and I didn't pay for many of them at first. Wolf, how about you?
So I had one of them old school Sprint flip phones in the early 2000s. Probably 2002, 2003, something like that.
Did you have a Razor? I can
And-
see you having a Razor.
I didn't have a Razor.
No?
It was...
That would
How
have
did
been
I not
baller.
read that?
No.
This episode is over.
But I bought the Elder Scrolls Travels Dawnstar for like $2.99 or something. And even then I was like, "Eesh, this seems expensive for a game on my phone." Like, you know, when I'm bored at work, let me give this a shot. And it was very much not worth the money.
Uh-huh.
I was so excited because I was like, all right, an Elder Scrolls-ish kind of game on my phone. But it really fell flat. It was not a good one.
Should have bought Shadowgate, man. Fuck, I should check, see if that's actually on there. I would play that on my phone, actually.
I want to say that is the only purchase I made for a phone for about 10 years.
That's fair.
It was another 10 years before I bought one.
And that's when you moved to smartphones?
I had been on a smartphone for a few years at that point, and I bought Final Fantasy Dimensions. That's what it's called.
The hell
What's
is
that one? I don't know. I don't know that one.
It's pretty much a mobile phone Final Fantasy exclusive. It's episodic, kind of like the After Years.
Is that what Record Keeper is?
No,
That's another mobile game,
Record
though.
Keeper is a different game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Final
yeah.
Fantasy Dimensions is more like After Years, where it's episodic, but
Oh.
the story just kind of keeps going with the same characters.
Let's just change
So
the
instead, it
topic.
was just
Let's change the topic right now. Sorry.
Why?
Because the After
Final
Years
Fantasy-
sucked.
They put out so many things. Like, I kind of got to tip my hat toward Final Fantasy for updating and then releasing things from the numbered titles, and then you have like tactics and stuff as well. But then they've also, we've got like Dissidia. Apparently, we have Dimensions. We have Record Keeper. We have all these different things. Like, they're giving people what they want, and they're doing it in a way that is, interesting. And I gotta show love to that.
So Square was neat because they have a very interesting relationship with mobile over the years, right? They got in early.
They did
And-
something with 7, didn't they?
I think they had a few mobile games with 7. I don't know much about
Yeah.
those.
back from the
Crisis
flip phone
Core or
era, I
something.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was also one based on the bouncer.
Oh,
I
really?
think so.
I love that game, man.
Yeah.
I wanted that. I wanted a copy of that game when PS3 was still current, like still in the middle of
That
it.
was PS2.
PS2.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I was looking for, and I couldn't find it anywhere because it's like, no, this game's too old. Nobody has it anymore. I'm like,
Oh, wow,
no.
okay.
Yeah, it was a launch title, I think, was it?
Pretty much. If it wasn't launched,
It was pretty early.
yeah. It was a short game,
Oh.
but it was awesome. Anyway, sorry, I got.
I just gotta say that Square's pricing model, it seems like they either do freemium with really bullshit microtransactions or, freebie lockouts, or it's the opposite. They charge a ton for their titles. Like Final Fantasy Tactics, you probably paid $15 GP for a phone game.
Well, okay, normally that is the price, but throughout the year, a couple different times, they'll put various games together as a bundle or just cut everything at 50% of the price. And that's usually what I do is I'll save up throughout the year to get, 20, 25, maybe $30 and then download as many titles as I can on sale.
No, and that's
I
fair.
think that's why I bought Dimensions. I think it was 50% off. And I was like, all right, I want a Final Fantasy on my phone.
Yeah. And it's fun. I like it. I wish they could, emulate it to where you could fast forward or whatever, but I'm not going to complain. It's fun. So I've got all the odd numbered Final Fantasies on my phone up until 9. I don't have any of the even numbered ones, including 4, which I know, shocking. But I've got a row of them all. I've got Final Fantasy 3, 5, 7, 9, and Tactics. So anyway.
Still haven't beaten 3, but anyways.
Oh, 3 is so good.
Yeah, I like it. I just got salty because I got stuck again.
It's easy to do.
I played it years ago and I got stuck in the beginning of the game, so I turned it off and I was like, never again. Then I started it up like a few months ago and I got stuck at the end of the game, so I was like, never again.
Let's talk. There might be some ways that we can help you through that.
The deep-seated trauma.
Yeah.
I'd love to therapize you through that one. One other thing I want to mention with mobile games, because there's a whole category I think we should talk about, and then there's one game specifically that I have to mention because it's my all-time favorite for mobile, or mobile, if you're not, Anyway.
Match 3 Candy Crush?
No, although you should have my wife on because that is her go-to to relax at the end of the day is Candy Crush, and it's kind of like golf where people are like, oh, it's very relaxing, but you never see anybody relaxed playing it. Like she gets anyway. That's her nightly routine, or one of, is to end her night with a bit of Candy Crush, and it's fun to listen to. But no. Tabletop games. They have adapted a good lot of tabletop games onto the mobile platforms. And I think I may have actually been wrong. I think before I ever bought any Final Fantasy titles, I had downloaded Pandemic from Z-Man Games, which I'm a big fan of the Pandemic
It's a great game.
board games, yeah. And they've got a really, really cool adaptation on mobile. And I think that may have actually been the first one that I had purchased that I had actually spent some coin on. So... if anybody doesn't know Pandemic, go out, check it out. It's obviously not a sponsor or anything like that, but I cannot praise that game highly enough. And I think I was one of those guys, because I don't say notoriously frugal, but I am very frugal, and I was always like, I don't want to spend money on
Wait, what's that?
phone games.
GP's wife? Is that you? What? He's a cheap ass? Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just that was a good burn. I'm just getting my thoughts composed.
Yeah, burnt.
But, you burnt. Burn zone. So anyway, Pandemic, and I think Ticket to Ride is on there, and there are. Jake, what about you?
Ticket to Ride is also a great one. I love Ticket to Ride. We had the European version on Tabletop, but I bought the American one on the app. It's great. Small
Nice.
World is one of my favorite games, and that's also got a great mobile port. But the one that I like the most, and I don't mind paying $10 for it, and it's Lords of Waterdeep.
$10.
I know, 10 Canadian dollars.
Oh,
It's
okay,
amazing.
Canadian. Sure.
But Lords of Waterdeep is one of my favorite, hands down, tabletop games. It's my favorite, my wife's favorite game as well. Like we even bought the little D&D meeples to replace the colored cubes in this game. I don't know if you guys ever played Lords of Waterdeep.
I feel like I have.
No, really?
No.
It's a worker placement game with the D&D theme, and it's just an amazing game. And the mobile port is just banging. It's great. So I love that one. Board games on mobile is probably the thing I play still today, because mobile games have kind of moved on from what they used to be. They're a whole different game now, but the board game part, I still play those.
Is there Warframe on mobile?
Fuck you. But I have played Warframe on my phone using Parsec and a controller. I got one of those Razer Kishi controllers, and you plug your phone into it, and it's amazing for playing stuff like that. Yakuza, Enter the Dragon, or whatever that's called. I'm about halfway through that, playing on mobile phone through to my desktop.
I think it's Yakuza 7,
Wow.
Enter the Gungeon.
No Gungeons here.
Damn.
But yeah, it's great for streaming through Parsec. I love Parsec. I never thought I'd replace Steam for streaming to my other computer, but Parsec has totally done that, and it works great on mobile. So that's when I think mobile gaming today. It's Gwent, the card game from The Witcher, and playing through Parsec on my phone, and the occasional emulation.
I'm sure I was going to say, I'm sure the most of our listeners and the majority of people in general, when they think mobile games, they think of shit like Words with Friends, Match 3 games, Spider Solitaire.
Oh,
stuff
Spider
like
Solitaire, yes.
I tried that. I thought it was going to be like a cool spider deck of cards, and it was just solitaire. But it's a whole different game, and I was so like, oh crap! I still haven't figured it out.
I've never figured out solitaire. I'm just terrible at it.
Actual solitaire,
Really?
like plain old solitaire, I can do.
Yep.
But not spider solitaire. I don't know what the difference is.
I like Spider Solitaire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are we going to have a
funny
Spider
because
Solitaire episode?
An episode on the games of Windows 98 OS.
I love it.
Minesweeper.
Oh,
What a
fuck
tale.
mine. Okay, no. We could do a what the actual fuck is Minesweeper, and I'm
Yeah.
going to stop swearing so much, except for when talking about that title, the what the actual fucks. But if somebody could explain Minesweeper to me, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
The
Put it
only
in
time
Discord.
the only time I ever got that to work is if you like jack up the playing field to like 600 squares or something. And when you click once, and like 90% of it would be done in one click. That's what I figured it out.
And there is no computing power left to do anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
seriously.
PC just started going.
All
Make the
right.
sound.
Yeah.
But mobile phones have come a long way when you consider things like Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
And I know we've mentioned Genshin Impact on the podcast before, but this is a massive game for mobile phones, as well as I don't understand how people play games like this without a controller.
Yeah.
I
can't.
cannot.
Well, that's the thing that turned me away from games like this. Is like I would see games like even something simple like early era Final Fantasy games. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing that without a controller, and I didn't even know you could hook up a controller until about 2 years ago. I was like,
Yeah.
that
Wait,
that
what?
makes sense. Yeah.
How do you do that?
But my kid,
8-bit
he
dough.
does all these, like, we have Amazon Free Time or whatever they call it now. They changed the name. So he gets access to a bunch of apps and games and movies and all sorts of crap, right? Well, there's games where he's running around in a 3D world and using basically a digital controller on his screen. And I don't understand how he's so good at that. I cannot. Without physical feedback of what my thumbs are touching, I can't play a game. Not that's fast paced, you know?
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I need that haptic feedback almost. Like I just need that general feel of a controller. Like if I don't feel like I'm actually pushing a button, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like if I'm looking at a phone, like I'll try to text on a phone, but then I will fill out words and do entire sentences, and then look down and I have to read every letter one at a time because I don't trust myself, because I'm just like, I just feel like I didn't hit anything, even if I nailed it and got it all right.
It's not even that for me. It's more I go to try and use the buttons and I'm completely missing them.
That's fair.
I'm reminded of a story of teaching my mother, whom I love dearly, that a debit card is essentially like writing a check, but it's more immediate. And I think
Yeah.
that's where we're at. Like, I don't know how my kid is so good at something. It's the same thing. It's just a sign of the times and the passing of the guard, I suppose. And us trying to hold on to essentially, check writing, but, for video games. And, I think that's just all it is. I think, 'cause my daughter, she's 8 years old. And she can school me at so many things with newer tech. So, being the jerk that I am, I make her play like Duck Hunt and then take her to school with that. But if we throw on the Oculus or whatever, she can do all those things 10,000 times better than I can. Also, there was a time when I showed my mother a DVD player and we watched Shanghai Noon, which is great. And then afterwards, I took the disc out to return it to Hastings, and she's like, "Don't you have to rewind it?" And it was just one of the most pure, awesome moments of my life.
I had that exact conversation with my mom too, just not over Shanghai Noon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I should call my mom.
I'm going to call mine too now.
So, I don't know if you guys have noticed advertisements for mobile games are absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Even on the crossword game, it's just ridiculous. I either get ads for apps that I already have installed. Like, I've gotten ads for Facebook. I've gotten ads for Instagram. I've gotten ads for other puzzle games that I have had installed. And I've even had an ad for the game I was playing. And then, besides that, I had like these...
Wow.
I had these kind of creepy, not quite pornish games like that. I'm just like, how are these on the App Store and how are these on Google Play kind of deal. So I don't know whatever algorithms they use for determining those ads. It's pretty impressive. I'd watch a documentary just on that.
I don't mean to play devil's advocate here, but I'm going to, and just say you guys need to be quiet about the ads. And here's why. I once bought the game Crossfire because I had seen on Nick at Night 2 kids in leather coats flying on platforms playing Crossfire inside a volcano while other children in the stadium in the volcano watched them. And
In a thunderstorm.
Yes.
Or a lightning storm.
And so you don't get caught up in the crossfire. Crossfire! Yes, like they brought in, Skid Row to do that song. Anyways, so let's not shit on the advertisements, shall we?
Dude, if...
No, we're going to shit on the advertisements a little bit.
By Milton Bradley.
There's one that some 5 years ago, maybe, I used to see the advertisements for it everywhere, called Lily's Garden. I still see ads for this game pretty often. Maybe it wasn't quite 5 years ago, but it was a few years ago. And it's the one where this girl with the glasses, she's always seen in the ads, like sitting on the doorstep crying or just life sucks. And then in some of them, she finds out she's pregnant and she's all excited.
What?
She goes and tells her boyfriend,
What?
and he spits out his coffee while he's in the middle of breakfast, runs out the door, and zips off on a scooter onto the sunset.
Sure, just like you do.
Is that the game?
And
You're
then
on a
she's
scooter
left
running away from
crying,
your
and
pregnant wife?
none of this has anything to do with the game, other than that woman in the ads is the main character of the game. And I guess if you play like the first minute of the game, it's like, oh yeah, I'm down on my luck. Things suck here. Things suck there, And if things couldn't get any worse, but then my great aunt died, left me this estate. And so I went to go check on it, and it's in a huge state of disrepair. And so that's the whole point of the game, is you're playing match 3 puzzles to fix up various parts of this estate.
So
and then
it's match
once you
3
beat the match
Stardew
3
Valley.
puzzles, yeah, you get to place one of 3 different items in a spot to repair what was there before.
Wait, isn't that
or
like...
replace what was there before.
Isn't that like how
that's
the Honey
whole
Pop
game.
games...
Homescapes is apparently the same thing.
Isn't that pretty much the premise of like the Honey Pop games too? It's like a match 3 and then you like get to hit on girls or something.
Yeah, but it's not the backstory of that game in Honey Pop is not that your deadbeat husband is taken off because you're knocked up. The Honey Pop is more innocent, which is weird to say.
I thought it was a porn game, man.
does it take place in a volcano?
Right.
Check and match. Or check and mate. Never mind.
That's a.
I don't play
know,
checkers, okay?
Yeah.
But you see these games where you see ads like pull the pin and, solve the puzzle by pulling various pins and try to save the person or get the fish out or whatever the game is. And you see these ads for like every single game on the market for games that nothing about the game is like that at all. And so it's spaghetti at the wall method at this point. Every single game has like a dozen different advertising strategies where it's like, oh, we're this type of game, we're that type of game, we're this other type of game. And apparently the idea is get as many people to download the game as possible because some of them will stay and play anyway.
Some of us have nothing better to do.
Well, that's the thing with mobile games, right? Especially their origin. It's always just time wasters. It's only until recently that you get, Genshin Impact and, full Final Fantasy games on there. It's a whole different thing now.
I bought Slay the Spire on mine about 2-3 weeks ago.
And that's a fantastic game, too.
It is. Unfortunately, the text is all way too small on the phone, so it's kind of hard to play.
You just need a bigger
I
phone.
regret that purchase for that reason only.
You just need a bigger phone. Come on. You should invest in a Motorola Razr.
Trying to get that sponsorship going?
No, I just want a Razr because they're like $2,000 now for some stupid reason.
How the hell are they 2K?
I don't know.
Is this like
man.
a smart version reboot of these things? Or
I don't even know.
Yeah.
does it have a keyboard?
The new Razer is like foldable screen, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I have a Galaxy 8. I did have the Note 4. Now I have a Galaxy Note 8 or 8. I can't remember which it is. And it's out of date, I guess, quote unquote. But it's the amount of tech in my pocket is insane right now, and it's interesting. But I don't need any of it anymore.
I thought you had
not
like
that
a
pocket.
phone from like 8 years ago.
I did the Note 4, and I kept replacing the battery because it was still a good phone. I still liked it, but it doesn't get any of the security updates, and can't use it at work Wi-Fi unless it's a certain OS version. So I hit that limit. Got a new phone, and by new I mean used from 3 years ago, I think. But it's still a solid phone. The guy who had it before is a friend of my wife's, and he took amazing care of it.
Yeah, I've got an LG G4, so that's not exactly new by any means. I think it's 4 years old now that I've gotten it, and it was new when I got it, but it was, still like a year or two old model by the time I got it. And I love it, but again, I'm replacing the batteries in it once, and I'm almost need to do it again. Yeah. So that's part of the reason why I don't play mobile games, because my battery can barely handle texting. So it's like, I don't think it's got what it needs to run Genshin Impact. And well, I probably would be playing Final Fantasy Tactics if I had to choose. That sounds more my more my style.
What's funny? Sorry to interrupt, Pulse. It was just
You better be.
I know I am very guilty. Sorry.
It's okay.
I used to like Magic the Gathering a lot, and I always wanted to play the digital version, but it's only on desktop. I've been waiting for a mobile version of the tabletop game, the card game, forever, and they never really did it, or at least not officially, or not a full version of Magic. They have one now. I can't remember is it
Legends?
Magic Arena on desktop or Legends?
Is it Arena? MTG Arena?
Yeah,
Whatever the
it could be
current one
Arena.
is. You don't buy packs, but it's got all the cards in it. Anyway, it's fun for the little I played of it, and it's free to play. There's a mobile version, but I never had a phone to run it. And now I'm starting to see the advertisements for it, and the advertisements are literally if you have 4 gigs of RAM, you can download Magic whatever for your phone today.
Man, I think I only got like 6 gigs of RAM in my PC.
Well, that's the thing, right? I had 8 gigs of RAM in my PC for years. It's only the last couple of years I've upgraded. And here's Magic on the phone, wanting at least 4. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, and it's Magic the Gathering. It's a card game. Like, I know they're adding like, cool graphics and animations and stuff to it. But for me, I don't want that in a game like that. Like, I think that's the charm of it, is looking at the art and having it static, and it's kind of fill in the blanks and that's it. It's like a tabletop. You have that experience in your head more than having it in front of you and pushed in your face. So that kind of defeats the purpose for me.
But you also have to consider the fact that Blizzard had what's the
Hearthstone.
card game that they have?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. So Blizzard had Hearthstone for years. And when Magic the Gathering finally put out a full-fledged card game on PC, it had to at least match Hearthstone's presentation or better, since it was filling the same market.
Right. Yeah, well, for me, like the fun for me was Magic was buying the cards, even though it's just a money racket for me now. I can't do it. I'm like, no, it becomes like this addiction where you need to get more cards. It's just that satisfaction of ripping the booster pack open and smelling the fresh cards. But
So that's
Yeah.
that's why I like Gwent so much. I haven't played late recently, but a couple months ago I was pretty heavy into it, doing tournaments and stuff or games and whatnot. It's free to play. You could buy, they call them card kegs, but it's packs. I never really had to. I put $30 into it just cause, but I never really need to because you can earn cards like kegs for free in game, like no problem every time you play. Like it's very easy to get the cards, and there's not as many of them. And there's deck limit restrictions of 20 cards, I think it is. So it's a lot tighter of a deck. So you don't need 4 of every bloody card that you want, and you don't need all the rare ones. So it's a really fun card game. It's way different than what was in The Witcher 3. And it looks amazing. Some of the artwork animates, like you can unlock animated versions of cards. They all look amazing. It's got the flavor text. Music is banging. It's a really great card game you can play on the phone or on desktop.
see, I would check that out over Hearthstone because I don't know anything about the Witcher universe, so I think that would appeal to me just because Hearthstone, it's like let's throw all our IPs into one thing kind of deal is what it feels like, and
No, it's just Warcraft.
it's just Warcraft. I feel like there's some overlap with Diablo and stuff. Maybe I'm just drunk.
I'm surprised they haven't done crossovers with Diablo. Like you think they would take all the universes to make sets, because I got the impression they're running out of ideas in Hearthstone. I haven't played it in forever.
I never got into it very much. Like I maybe have 4 or 5 hours into it, so that's why I'm making these assumptions from very little memory. But like it just didn't do it for me. I'd rather play Magic in the first place, but I don't care about Magic anymore. So Gwent sounds like something I should check out. But again, my phone can't.
I think the
handle it.
release window, I want to say the release time of Hearthstone was not too far from Heroes of the Storm. And Heroes of the Storm is the one that's got all the crossover stuff.
Oh, that's maybe what I'm thinking of then. I've never played it. I've just seen people playing it. And I'm like, this ain't for me.
I think it's not canceled or not abandoned, but it's in maintenance mode right now. Heart of the Storm. Hearthstone, I guess, is kind of the one that went out between the two. Although even then, I don't know. I'd heard they've done some restructuring at Blizzard with this stuff because they do have. There's a big controversy a couple years ago. They are doing a Diablo mobile version, and it was during a pretty dry year for Blizzard. So when that got announced, a lot of the people in the audience were booing Blizzard. It was interesting.
You all have mobile phones, don't you?
Yeah. You have mobiles. Play some Diablo.
And honestly, the majority of what I play on my phone is, lately, probably just like water sorting puzzle kind of deal, where it's just
Or like flow.
move the liquids between cups or tubes or whatever your particular game has and get all the same color into the same tube.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like flow.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm into. Like, with the exception of the Final Fantasy stuff, Pandemic. Okay, I guess I'm into a couple different things, but I truly enjoy the puzzle games for mobile. To me, like if you're waiting somewhere, like I guess like a doctor's office or in a jail cell because you got arrested for staring at your phone while you're in your car, which you should not do. They're good time wasters, but you never feel like you're wasting your time too much because you're doing these brain teasers and things that, even when
This
you
is
accomplish them.
stimulating my mind.
Yes, your mind is stimulated. And I do appreciate those kind of, move the blocks and finish the puzzle or, even slide puzzles or Sudokus, things that just the reward is you did it. Great. The mental equivalent of seeing 10,000 cards fall after you do a round of solitaire. So I do like those kind of puzzle games.
Wait,
there's
how
one
did
I
you
think called Pipes. What?
How did you see that? I thought you said you didn't know how to play it.
No, I rocked the shit out of all the solitaires. That was you guys.
Yeah, I'm bad at them. I can see how you can confuse GP and Mai's voice, though.
Yeah,
They sound identical.
That's
It
exactly
does.
it.
Yeah.
Now, see, I feel like I should do my Jake impression, but it's going to come off like Star-Lord in Infinity War trying to do... You guys remember that scene? You will not take this ship on this day. Are you copying my voice? Are you copying my voice? This is my voice. Sorry.
You know what? For this, it was... So when we mentioned we were going to do mobile games for this episode, my first reaction was, I don't play any mobile games anymore. But then, like GP, I look at my phone and I'm like, I totally do. Right? Gwent is one, the board games. But also, I didn't think it counted at first. I had to like slap myself. But Neverwinter Nights has a mobile port. And this is a overhead Baldur's Gate PC RPG. 10 years later, 15 years later, on a mobile phone. It does not work the greatest. There's crashing issues in certain spots, and they're patching it slowly. But it's totally a game I used to play on PC. I used to mod this thing, and here I am playing it on my fucking phone, which is just insane. It doesn't feel like a mobile game, yet it totally is.
Yeah, I had no idea that was on the phone. I think I bought, when that came out initially for PC, I think I bought a boxed copy.
Yeah, same. I still have the boxes. I found them in the basement. We're cleaning them out. I have that and the 2 expansions, all the discs, all together. Because you never need them. All you need to do is take the codes and download the launcher. So it's like untouched CDs.
See now,
for a PC game. So
yeah,
they're worth nothing.
See now, for me, mobile gaming. When I first hear that, all I think of is Candy Crush and all those kind of games, and all those. And now the fact that first off, you can get the mobile ports of the Final Manatees games, like GP has, and then you can get God knows how many other ones, like you said, Neverwinter Nights, any other thing that I have no idea about. They have mobile ports of them. They have, straight up, completely different versions. Like, I don't know if Gwent's different on phone compared to PC. Because it's on PC. Same exact thing. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And so it's totally cross-save, all that bit. It's a fantastic how they set that game up. It really is good.
See, so that's the thing. What I'm trying to get at is that all this is new to me now, because I still look at it and say mobile gaming is Candy Crush and Farmville. It's like the same stuff that you play on Facebook while you're bored at work. And the fact that there's actual games with actual, it's not just the mindless puzzles, which is all I want in a mobile game generally for crossword. But it's kind of cool to see the fact that you have these games that actually have, I want to say heft to them. There's a storyline to them. They actually require you to play them, and it's not just mindless, click A, click A, click A, So it's kind of cool to see that, but at the same time, for me, I'm still not sold on it, because I think it's just because I spend too much damn time on my phone as is already. So that's like the hard cutoff for me, is that I don't want to have a game on my phone. It's like I use this way too much as is. I waste too much time as is. For some reason, a mobile game doesn't appeal to me in any way. So it's like I think by the time Game Boy Advance was out, that was the last thing that I actually got into. I had a DS, I never really touched it, and so by then I'm just like, I'm burned out on it. If I'm gonna play a video game, I want to be sitting in front of an actual TV, or in this case now I was on PC. Am I just the only one here out of all of us? Obviously, yes, because.
Well, yes and no. I get what you're saying. If somebody were to come up to me and say, are you into mobile gaming? I'd say no. But like you said, I've got a few things on there, and it's not that there's not a lot of hits. I imagine there are a lot of great one-offs and things that have inspired other ones. Not Clash of the Titans. What are those called?
Clash Royale.
Clash of Clans?
Clash of Clans, those kind of battle royale ones that are, on a big map. And like that kind of stuff is intense, because colleges are putting together teams, and there are, multi-million-dollar payouts for tournaments and various things like that. I'm not into any of that.
Wow.
But Final Fantasy, I'm into, cartridge as well. So I don't mind that on my phone, because it's something I can do while I'm out. Puzzle games, I've already explained why I like those. board games are great. But to me, when I think of mobile games, I think of those Clash of Clans, the ones that you see those commercials for, the things the colleges put together, and that I'm not into. So again, my knee-jerk reaction to "Are you a mobile gamer?" is always no.
No.
If I like it outside of my phone, I like it in my phone. I think is kind of not an on-purpose rule, and there are one or two exceptions, which I've alluded to but not mentioned yet. I'm saving it for the big reveal at the end of the episode. But I don't consider myself a mobile gamer. If I like it outside of my phone, I will like it in, and not much else.
Yeah, I can relate to that one. I think if I had anything on my phone for games, it would probably be something that I could play on something else, and it's just like, okay, I want my fix, but I'm not at home, so.
Right. Yes, that's exactly right. If I'm in a car, and I'm not driving, and it's I got a few hours to kill, and whatever. The person driving doesn't want to have a conversation or listen to press B to cancel, which why wouldn't you? We're great. I'll do that. I'll pull up Final Fantasy something and just get to work.
I mean, you could play the game but have press B to cancel playing, I'm sure, at the same time. And I think that would be a pretty epic experience. I'm just going to say it.
And you know what?
Could you hear Jake? You could just pretend Jake is actually doing the voice acting for the Final Fantasy characters or the narration, and it's just like, man, give me more of that. Just hook it to my veins.
Yeah, feel free to hit me up on Fiverr, where I'll read any dialogue you want for $50.
Well, hold on.
If you're not sick of our content by now, please check us out on Patreon. Press B to cancel. Your dollars help support the show, and there's bonus content there as well.
Well, okay.
Was that practiced? I like
yes,
that.
Everything you just said, that was very well done. But if you're really doing voice acting on Fiverr and you will read anything that we have you are about to be. I'm not a very rich man because I don't have that much money to give, but I've always wondered, all my years of being frugal and saving money, what's it going to go toward? And now I think I know. And prepare to be Anchorman. No. That was Bruce Almighty.
Oh,
now, GP
sorry.
probably have us say, "My name is Sick Jake, and I love Donkey Kong Country."
See, I didn't even have to pay for that.
Yeah, it's free.
That was
It's funny that cameo.
I do have that sound effect of everybody yelling Polsh on my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
And Jake's voice is always overshadowing everybody else's voice.
Jake's voice is also kind of like that grandma in church who sings like one or two beats longer than everybody. And so everybody's like, Polsh, and he goes, Polsh.
Yeah. It's like, was that all Jake? No, there was like 6 people, but I hear
A lot of
Jake.
kids were on that one too, weren't they?
We should be on Cameo.
Really?
I think so.
We should send people happy birthday messages for $5 a pop.
So I love it because I did a cameo for you guys, for us, I guess, for Press B for our anniversary. I paid Dan Reichert, who's a former game journalist, and I love it because he plays this kind of like a heel character in games media. Like he says some dumb shit on purpose to get reactions. I love the guy a lot. I think he's funny. But for the message, I asked him at the end, can you say, press B to cancel, happy anniversary, whatever. My name is Dan Reichert. I was paid for this message. And I put it in there because I thought it'd be funny. And I didn't think he would do it. He totally did it. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know anything about Cameo, but I thought that was a requirement for it. I thought everybody had to say that at the end. Because the 3 cameos I've seen, it was like, I was paid for this.
Mike Portnoy is on there, and I'm just waiting for somebody in my family to figure that out. And then also, I have to tell you this just because we're talking about Cameo. Again, not a sponsor. Do you guys know who Tim Capello is?
Is that the sax guy player in the...
He was the buff sax player from...
Lost Boys?
Lost Boys, I still believe, and he played with Tina Turner. And he was in a gunship song called Dark All Day. So my wife and I, our 5-year anniversary is coming up in about a week and a half. And for $50, I got him to play a hook to Dark All Day and then say hi to my wife and I. And that's... $50 very well spent. So Tim Capello, I don't know if he'll ever hear this, but thank you very much. You're the fucking man.
Well, apparently your wife doesn't listen to the show because otherwise you wouldn't be telling us.
Well, please don't message her. I know you guys all have her contact. The anniversary is the first week of April, so don't. I figure this episode won't be published till right around then anyway. So
actually, you're right. It'd probably be afterwards.
Don't message her with anything until after the 4th. Okay.
Okay.
Well, there goes me getting her to proofread or proof listen the whole episode like I've been doing all this time.
Yeah. Oh,
also,
God.
that's where all the Patreon money has been going, guys.
Just
so
cameos.
Cameos.
Cameo,
It's networking, damn it.
cameos, and
yeah.
hiring GP's wife to listen to it and say, "Hey, is this fit to post?"
Oh, God. Well, yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm sorry though. Back to mobile gaming. Can I talk about one game real quick?
Only really quickly though.
Well, I have a lot to say about it, but I'm going to try to make it concise.
Okay, one deep breath. I want to hear this run-on sentence. I want to hear your run-on sentence skills.
Is that a cystic fibrosis joke saying deep breath?
Yeah, that was
I will.
mean.
Oh,
Damn.
oh.
Dude,
Okay,
you
Burn.
here it goes. Yeah, GP's deep breath explanation.
and that's it.
No, Crossy Road. Have you guys ever played Crossy Road?
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't.
Okay, let me tell you the story. I love Crossy Road. Discovered it like 6 years ago. And they keep updating it. There's multiple different ways of playing it, but essentially you're a character. It's all very blocky, and it starts off as a chicken trying to just cross this road without getting hit by any number of various things. You know, trains, cars, nuclear, bombs, all this stuff. And they've released several hundred add-on characters. Some you can buy or download, some you can unlock.
Wow.
Some you have to do special, quests to unlock and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. I love that game. The story to it is they have made an arcade version that you can go to like a Chuck E. Cheese and play. Now, I've gotten really fucking good at this game, okay? And I mean, my high score is in the thousands. This past weekend, my wife and we took the kids to a place called the Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, kind of like a wilderness, same thing with the indoor water park. And they have an arcade in the basement, which we've gone to a couple times over the last couple of years. And they have the Crossy Road thing there. And I milk that thing. We get 2 cards because, everything is done in arcades with cards now. One for me to just stand there and win tickets at Crossy Road. The other for her and the kids to go play. Now, for every jump, every hop that you get, it is 1 ticket. And
What?
yes, if you get to like a certain number, usually it resets to about 200 every day. If you get 201, you get your 201 plus a bonus 500 tickets. So I'll get to 202, get 500. Go to 203, get 500. So each time I'm swiping my card, I'm getting like 700-800, things, having them refill the shit multiple times. And
Is that why you have
one of
2
these days-
cards so you can just switch one out and refill it?
No. They get to go play, and then I get to stand there and swipe my stuff, and we take a backpack for the. At least they give you real tickets. Anyway, we've just about bought a flat screen TV with the number of tickets that we've gotten, but it is. One of these days they're gonna, I every time we go, I have the high score, which I still have the high score from last year when we went, and the daily score, and it feels so good. And it's a total hack. So if anybody ever goes to like a place and you see Crossy Road for the arcade, play that because it's an ATM. You swipe your card, you basically tell it how much you want, and it just gives it to you. So
In ticket
thank
form.
you.
Yeah.
In ticket form. Yeah, thank you very much for listening to my TED Talk on Crossy Road. But mobile gaming, that is to me kind of the pinnacle of just a very basic concept, very well executed.
It's funny, though, because I think I mentioned last episode is mobile games we played 10 years ago are kind of the thing in arcades now, right? I haven't seen Crossy Road, but I have seen Doodle Jump, which we've all played Doodle Jump. 99
Fruit
cents.
Ninja.
Yeah, I've
Fruit
seen
Ninja,
that. I've seen Fruit Ninja.
Yeah. And like Doodle Jump in the arcades with the vertical screen, which you don't see every day, and this giant joystick you wobble back and forth. It's insane to see that my kids look at that. That will be their Chuck E. Cheese arcade memory. Me, it was Skee Ball and Mario Brothers. For them, it's Doodle Jump and Deal or No Deal.
Oh, Deal or No Deal. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like playing that one because I always feel like Howie Mandel would not approve of me touching arcade buttons.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you wear gloves and you wipe it down after, you're okay.
And if you're listening, Howie Mandel, Bobby's World was brilliant, and thank you for that.
You don't need to butter him up. He's on Cameo, I'm sure.
Oh shit!
Just pay him $50 to like us. That's okay, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, Howie Mandel, from that time I saw you in Vegas where you played that Oh Happy Day song for like 12 minutes straight, fuck you, Howie Mandel.
It's generic. Anyway, did he really do that?
He did.
Brilliant. Comedy genius.
That's how he opened. He came out after that, and he was like, "Half of you are going to be singing that later when you're taking a leak in the middle of the night." Just, fuck you, Mandel.
Any other games before we end up going 2 hours on? We really do need to have just another Sandra Bullock episode.
Yeah, I do. I didn't play mobile games for a long time after I got the Switch. I really didn't touch them. But probably in the last month and a half, I've just not been feeling like playing a really long game. So I've been busting out with those puzzle games. And like I said, I tried Slay the Spire because I've been really digging on that on my computer lately. So I was like, yeah, I want to play that. And then I was really disappointed in how it played on the phone.
Look, I will change my entire stance on mobile games as soon as Valheim gets put on mobile.
You kidding? I can barely run my PC half the time in our town.
Yeah.
Can put it on a phone?
Look, dude, I never said I thought it through. I'm just saying.
Like, you know what, though? Okay, Valheim, though, as a crafting type game, online game, we missed out on, like, the greatest mobile game in the last 10 years in terms of, like, sales. And that's Fortnite. Fortnite's, unless you're on Apple now, it's on everything, right? Its mobile is huge for Fortnite.
Gosh, I'm
okay with missing out on that.
No. Okay, the proliferation of something, the widespreadness of it does not make it quality or good. There's not a lot of examples coming to mind other than HPV, and I don't think that that's appropriate. But no laughter for STD jokes. Okay,
You got me. You got a snort out of me.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it. Then I apologize.
Sorry, hold on.
Right.
Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, I run
We'll
on
fix it
props.
in post.
We'll fix it in post.
I need
Maybe-
more snorts at the 56-minute mark, please.
I love how high tech we are. And I'm just going to list off a bunch of STDs so you can type or you can edit out HPV and just put in whatever you want.
Just slot in the one you want.
Gross. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, just because something is popular does not make it quality. I know it gets shit on a lot on like Twitch and, you know, especially a lot of retro things. But my daughter tried it and she was like, "This, can I just go back to Minecraft, please?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you." Because she,
It's
you know,
not a bad game.
No,
it's
it's-
not mine. I don't like it, but it's not because I don't like it as a bad game. Fortnite's a fine game, just not my thing.
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, we're
yeah,
all in our 30s.
I've tried a few rounds of Fortnite.
Yeah.
We're all in our 30s. You know, the player base is, you know, kids, which are teaching us numerous new curse words that we never heard before. It's a different experience, and I just make fun of it because it's got nowhere to go but down kind of deal, you know. So that's why I don't feel bad making fun of Fortnite, because it's like, you're successful enough. This isn't going to hurt your ego.
right? They don't give a shit what I think.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the idea for the game is cool. I certainly don't mind the last player standing sort of stuff. I just think the execution and then just some of the things that go along with it. I'm like, oh man, just not my jam. And I don't ever want to discourage anybody from playing it. You know, we shit on things from time to time, but there are people who are very much into it. And I mean, hell, there's probably people who have made more money playing Fortnite than I've ever made at anything. So
Seriously.
who am I to say? But it's just very much not. I don't want to hate on people who love it, but you know.
I think the running joke was it's Tomb Raider's 30th or 20th anniversary or whatever, and the big thing Square Connect announced was that the Croft Manor is a map in Fortnite or something stupid like that, just to show you like where it's at. Because Fortnite does crossovers with literally everything.
Yeah,
Right?
there's
I think
like
wrestling,
Star Wars, Marvel.
John Wick.
John Wick, Lara Croft is in there
Yeah.
now. Like literally everything. Terminator, they don't care. They'll cross over with
Are
everything.
there any WWE characters in there
They
yet?
gotta be, right? Has to be.
What about Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat's got to be in there too, huh?
Well, maybe next month.
Yeah, if it's
Street
not already,
Fighter's in
it's
it,
probably
though,
next
right?
month once the movie comes out. Is that when
so
the movie
excited.
comes out? I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Was
that
there
movie
Street
too.
Fighter in
Yeah.
it?
There is Street Fighter. Ryu. That's why the joke was right. Chun-Li and Ryu are in Fortnite.
Oh wow!
They use
But-
guns.
Is Chun-Li wearing
that's
like
weird.
the dress, or is she wearing like the jumpsuit?
Oh, Norm Fortnite's got to be both, right? Just cosmetic options.
I gotta
Pay that
say,
money.
I'm a fan of the jumpsuit. I like the jumpsuit.
Yeah, I don't judge.
That sounds a little judgy, but okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm with
It's
you.
okay.
I may have paused a few sprites in my day, but
Yeah. She's no Blaze Fielding, but she's equal to Blaze Fielding in my book, so it's okay.
I was actually more excited about the original Fortnite than the free to play version of Fortnite that ended up making it big instead of being a
What's
huge
the difference?
flop.
I don't understand. I don't know enough about that.
The original, it was sort of a survive the night zombie survival type of game.
That sounds dope.
Single player.
I love that.
Like it was base building, survive the night, keep the monsters at bay kind of deal. And it had all the same mechanics. They just tweaked it to be a battle royale instead of what that was. The original sounded super cool to me. I probably would have played the hell out of that, but it bombed. And I think Epic decided to repurpose Fortnite after they got, I don't remember who it was that joined their team, but it was somebody that was involved in DayZ, I think.
Oh, yeah.
For Fortnite? Okay.
Yeah, was it not? I feel like it was somebody that was
I thought the
involved
guy
in
from DayZ
DayZ.
spun off to
Or-
Players Unknown
Yeah, he
Battlegrounds,
did.
right?
Yeah, he did Battlegrounds. Maybe it was because they helped Battlegrounds with engine integration or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, we could do that too with Fortnite and maybe recoup losses. And instead of recouping losses, it was just this
Massive.
wacky financial success.
Unreal, like Epic Games, doesn't make a mainline Unreal game anymore because Fortnite takes all their attention, right? They canceled the alpha of the new Unreal game because it just wasn't going to do well. Nobody was playing it. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah, and I mean, how long has Fortnite been going now? Because that's a while to be on top like it is.
Yeah.
Good number of years.
They're having concerts in the goddamn thing now. How do you hold a concert in games like
Yeah.
Fortnite and Roblox? But they're
I don't
doing
get that.
Well, you obviously
World of
It's
Warcraft
weird
did
to
it, so
me.
why can't they do it?
Ready Player One did it.
it. Look, Warframe has no concerts, okay?
Yeah, Fortnite's still in the top 5 on Twitch right now, as of
Yeah.
recording this. So,
Yeah.
and
So
that's no surprise. I don't think it's ever been out of the top 10.
So that's my concession.
Well, mobile games have definitely come a long way from Snake.
Yeah.
But still-
we didn't even mention Among Us.
Yeah.
There's
Among
actually
Us
a
is
bunch
on
of
my
games we
list.
play.
Yeah. I like Among Us. We should actually just do an Among Us episode.
Probably should.
I could talk for
Yeah.
45 minutes as to why I only play one stage.
I didn't even realize there were other stages for the longest time.
Yeah.
I've only played the one, so.
Yeah.
You guys want to play some
And
Among
I
Us
just know
tonight?
not to trust Jake every time. 'Cause the first time, the one time we all played together, Jake, boom, first thing I see, I was like, hey, there's Jake, I'm going to follow him. Dead. I was like, well, shit.
My favorite move, my power move, is to slap the button in the first 5 seconds and just accuse somebody.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's my move.
We should do a Patreon thing or something like that where we can take this out obviously, but just community involvement, even if nothing else, where we all get on Among Us and play it with people. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think Sandra Bullock 2 is going to be a Patreon episode, so just keep
Okay.
an eye out.
I love it. So we're on where now? We're on Patreon.
Yeah.
We got Discord. We got a bunch of stuff, right?
Yes. We should start the list. Who wants to take the first one? Choose one. Take one and choose it, and we'll go with it.
We got a merch store. I can't remember the link, but we got t-shirts. I actually got a few for my kids. They love them. They're nice. It's got that awesome Press B TMT homage. Really well
I
done.
love that
So,
shirt. That's so cool. We should just tell
buy some
people,
shirts.
just say, / press B to cancel, and so you guys can go and check out all the sites just to see if we're there. OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff too.
Do you want to just confirm for us, guys? Just everybody who's listening, thank you.
Yeah. But we
But
love
yeah,
it.
we do have Patreon now, as we mentioned earlier. So if anybody wants to check that out, it's patreon.com/pressb to cancel. So again, we always say this: hosting isn't free, and it helps keep us going. So any support is great. We have a Discord link. Werewolf, you want to say that one?
I never remember the Discord link because I suck.
It's been,
Well, can we edit this in at 1
gonna
hour
have to,
17 minutes or whatever?
Right.
I'm gonna
Pin
have to
this
keep a
the
little
channel.
notepad with me at the end of these and be like, "This is this link, that's that link," because I am terrible at remembering these things at this point. I'm sorry.
It's bit.ly/pressb to cancel. And you got to say it now because I'm going to edit myself out here.
Yes, the Discord is bit.ly/pressb to cancel.
So you do remember it. Sweet. Okay, cool. Jake, what kind of social
And of
media
course,
do
you
we
can
have?
find us on the social medias at Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, all under Press B to Cancel.
Sweet. We will find that merch link. I want to frame
Yes.
that shirt.
Hit it. It's on our
Yeah.
Twitter. If you go to our Twitter, it's the top post. I put all the links there.
There you go.
I put them there so I wouldn't have to remember them. Anyway, we should wrap up.
Yep.
Can I get some pizza?
All right, let's what's that?
Can I get some pizza?
I don't think we have enough for you.
Is it a cheese pizza?
It's pepperoni.
Cheers.
Oh, okay.
That'll
You can
do.
ship it through the mail, but we already know how that works.
Well, GP does.
Yeah, I bet that sauce was good too. No doubt.
Dude, it was.
Yeah.
I would imagine DiGiorno ships better frozen than it does cooked.
Yeah. I got that one. Nobody else did, apparently. That's okay. So I'm Pulse109.
Anyway.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Pulse109.
And yeah, I'm Sick Jake. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter, SICJAKE, where you'll find me playing Hollow Knight. I'm pretty sure I'm almost done.
Yeah, you're like 5 hours in.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Nice.
Still?
Yeah, he hasn't
Look, man,
played it
it's
since.
Valheim. Valheim, 90 hours. Okay, I just got Monster Hunter Rise. That's going to be a thing.
I clocked over 175 hours last night on Valheim.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
You have to do that fourth boss. I've been waiting all week. Anyway.
Yeah.
And my name
I'm
is
still not
is-
even on the third. Go ahead, GP.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine. My name is Guy Prime. You can find me on Twitch sometimes. Not as much lately, but hopefully soon. Yeah, was it twitch.tv/theretrotherapy? Of course, I'm here most weeks with the Press B to Cancel guys, and I do have a YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. All those are just, the Retro Therapy.
And I am Werewolf. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at WAREWULFF.
And Cameo.
If you're not before, you are now.
Looking into OnlyFans. For those of you who are into that.
It's not always nudes, okay? You can put whatever you want on there.
It can be
This
tasteful.
is true.
It's about time we do something tasteful, don't you think, guys?
Show off my cyber knees.
Yeah, someday.
Cybernese.
All right. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. We will be back again next week with more exciting tangents.
Tangent. Oh, yeah. Everybody tangent.
Oh, yeah.
Special thanks for music go to Arthur the Last Ancient on Spotify or The Last Ancient on Bandcamp. For more episodes, please visit our website at pressbtocancel.com. And also, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon. As always, thank you. This has been
Press B to cancel.
That was a good one on my end.
That was good,
Yep.
yeah.
I didn't hear any claps, so
When I was doing
I'm going on what you guys are saying.
when I was doing the Cyber Shadow one, I cut it like I didn't even have to line it up. You guys just started recording at the same time.
Nice.
The powers of our bald minds combined. We are in perfect sync. Balding Planet.
He's a hero.
Take your hairline down to 0.
That's too late. I'm mortified.
I gotta force my kids to watch Captain Planet.
It's
In that quest to show them everything's stupid. I've seen as a kid. Everything that I suffered through. The Wizard, Willow.
Dude, I fucking loved Captain Planet.
Choose
Not gonna
your
lie.
next words very carefully.
I like Willow, but it's a weird movie.
That was not very careful.
I like it.
This episode
It's
is
like Masters of
over.
the Universe. I like that too, but it's bad.
I
like
mean,
it.
Howard the Duck. I love Howard the Duck, but it's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb, but I like it too. I like how that they take that costume guy so seriously.
I like what's her name in her underwear in that movie.
That too.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson.
Yes, thank you.
Don't you forget it.
I wasn't sure, but I wanted to be sure. I was about to IMDb it. All right,
Well,
we should-
never mind. It's a conversation for a different thing. But if you guys haven't heard John Mulaney's shtick on what the proposal must have been like when the people thought of Back to the Future, you need to watch it right away because it is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't recall.
Well, I'm not going to
so-
talk about it here. We'll talk about it after the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we need to clap again?
No, we're good.
No.
All right, cool.